And welcome back to the Commanders Replacement Squad series where it's deja vu. We're back against the Giants even though we just played them last episode. We had a bye week in between and we're playing against them again. This time it'll be at home. And this time, Shaka Toney, the leader of this team, is a superstar dev going up from the last game that we watched. Honestly, I didn't even check the stat sheet, so I want to for that game because he only had one sack that I remember, and I don't remember him having a forced fumble or he did have a forced fumble, but like he didn't have 2 sacks, didn't have 2 tackles for a loss that I could think of that I remember seeing. So I'm interested in what the game saw that would actually give him the upgrade if I could select the right team. Go over to our defense here. Shaka Toney had 1.5 sacks. I guess maybe he touched Daniel Jones when someone else was sacking him, and the game gave him credit for that. So Shaka Toney gets a boost there that maybe not exactly deserved, or maybe because he forced his own fumble and recovered his own fumble that they gave it to him. I'm not sure. It said 2. He doesn't have 2. But I'll take it. I was actually wrong because I said I think sacks count for tackles for loss, but it apparently doesn't. So I don't know. He played really well despite, apparently not actually getting the stats he needed. He still had a huge impact on that game. And I'm hoping he does as well in this game. On top of him, J.R. Reed also went up to a star dev as the defense held the Giants to less than 200 passing yards. Borghi, our running back, who was pretty much out last week, or last episode, technically it was 2 weeks ago in game. But he was out, was kind of banged up a little bit. He was out, he played I think like 3 or 4 actual running plays and was occasionally out there to block. But he should be back full steam ahead in this game. And we're going to be handing him the rock. Dexter Lawrence really wasn't a big part of their defense last week, so we're going to attack him today. And similar to the last game, we'll be starting on offense once again. So Dimitri Flowers standing on the goal line will get the catch, and he'll be taking this one downfield, trying to follow some blockers. We'll be starting down at the 28. And like I mentioned, Borghi is back in this game. Fields recovered, especially after the bye week, where all the starters got to go on a nice team retreat while we kept the backups back at home to practice. We'll start with a short, actually pretty decent gain, 5-yard gain. We'll go to the play action rollout. That's how we started last week. Didn't go too well, and at least Cone throws this one into the ground. And we'll send out Tyree Jackson here for the 3rd and 5. Gonna send Smart in motion, setting up the read option. We'll hand this one off. Apparently, no, we won't. I told him to, but he didn't. It'll be 4th and 6, and we'll punt. Well, it was a pretty quick drive on offense, but it still was an improvement over the first drive from last episode. Be a pass here from Daniel Jones. That one's almost intercepted by Muse, instead tipped away. And I actually have the correct playbook for the defense this time. Last game I was using the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is what I use for the Texas only series. This time we're using our 3-3-5 as a wide open receiver headed down the sideline. AJ Parker got beat deep by Robinson. That'll be an early strike for the Giants. This time their offense scores first rather than their defense. Well, it still appears that cornerback group not very set. No one's really grabbed a hold of a spot there. Like I mentioned in the end of last episode, Shaka Toney, he's marked his spot on the team. J.R. Reed is marking his spot, moving up to star. I think our only other player besides Shaka Toney to have a development trait. Does it go with a swing, or not a swing, that's more of a deeper zig. Stoner with a catch, 1st down gain. Yeah, Borghi on offense, he's definitely marked his spot. Besides Borghi, I don't really feel like anyone else has, but the cornerback group has seen already a massive change this season, and they might see another one in the offseason. We will see when we get there. Still have a few more games to get through. I believe I said 4 at the beginning of the episode, so I think 4, as there's a nice gap for Huntley. The running backs, they've been solid. Not completely sold on the quarterback spot. We'll probably seek an upgrade. Maybe Luton ends up going. I know we've had some some Cone fans in the comments, so we'll see if he could stick around, and I thought we were about to have a really nice play here, and we have had a nice play. Jackson with about a gain of 18, but I'm pretty sure it's coming back. We'll come out with an empty set following that holding call, trying to set up the K. Johnson screen pass, which we will get it out there. Not fantastic blocking, and couldn't quite get by number 22 there, Jackson. I also think the receiving group could definitely use some work come the offseason. No one, again, has really grabbed a hold of that spot. We've had some guys with a few good games, but no one in particular that's played well throughout. Is Muse with a big play. He gets us the first down by about a millimeter, but still. And Muse is one who's seen his role kind of shrink throughout the season. He started just as our overall tight end, and we ended up going with Smart when it comes to the shotgun formations. But every now and then, he'll pop back up and he'll make a play. Run there on first down didn't go anywhere, so we'll go with a bit of a play-action rollout this time. Muse not really finding any open spot, and that one came up well short. Seth Williams with another grab that was not intended for him. You might be surprised to hear that that pass was actually intended for Stoner, who was 25 yards downfield from where that ball was caught. Well, it is what it is. Tyree Jackson out as we come out with the red zone offense. We're actually going to scramble here with Tyree, try to get to the outside. Stiff arm didn't work, but it'll be a gain of 9. And I think the success that this team finds, at least on offense, is the rotation. You know, we're not trying to just feed one guy as Borgie. Stuffed. Gets about 9 inches. We'll bring up third and about an inch, maybe 2. We'll send out Huntley and the power squad. Down he goes, trucking through some defenders to about the 6. And down around this same spot last episode, we had a nice zig route to K. Johnson, although it looks like they cover that pretty well. And there comes a big number 92. Chase Young joins the Giants. Interesting. I keep forgetting that we released a bunch of people at the beginning of this series, so then I see them on other teams. I'm like, oh, weird. You know, Madden's making trades. But that's not what's happening. They're just picking up free agents as Stoner heads to the end zone. Gets the positioning. Cone puts it on him. And we're going to grab a touchdown to tie this game back up, barring an extra point. Just set his feet. Like I said, that's just really good positioning on the corner route. And I know I talked a lot about going back to, you know, Borgie and feeding Borgie, but I feel like that first drive was either very well balanced or slightly edged towards passing. So maybe we'll focus more on rushing as this game goes along. Daniel Jones gets a 4-yard grab, or I should say throws a 4-yard grab, as we will head into the second quarter here. Game tied 7-7. Now, I would also really like to see, as the remaining part of this season comes to a close, I would love to see someone from the linebacker group really start making some plays. Big hit there from Shaka Toney. He'll take Barkley off his feet, forcing a 3rd and 1. Yeah, I would just really love to see someone from the linebacker group really make a stand, because really no one from the linebacker group I felt like has made huge plays today, as there was almost a really big play from Muse. We still go up the first down as Neal looks a little shaken up. I was going to say looked like his contact just fell out, but he actually started to limp towards the locker room. So not sure what happened on the play. Back to the run game, and there is Potaway to at least slow down Barkley. Give enough time for one of the other guys. I honestly don't know who got the final tackle. I want to say it was one of the linebackers, but could have been anyone. 2nd and 11. There'll be a pass play here. Shaka Toney will get back there, force an inaccurate pass. He'll probably get one more upgrade by the end of the season, so next season he will definitely be starting with his superstar ability, and I would love for him to have a superstar X factor from just his play this season. I don't know if he is a rookie or not. If he is, he could potentially win Defensive Rookie of the Year, and that could give him a boost as well. Yeah, him and J.R. Reed are really the only ones who have really staked a claim. Potaway has been playing really well, so he'll continue with the team as well. But the corners, linebackers, kind of all up for a toss. So if there's a guy that you know is a 70 overall or less come the offseason, let me know if you want them to be added to the squad. Bunch to the right here. Shaka Toney clean off the edge. Will lay a hit in on Dimes, and we miss on another tackle. A spin there from Adkins will tack on a couple extra yards. Already today, they're having more success passing than they did in the last episode. And some of that might just be the sloppy tackling. 1st and 10, to the left, 1 to the right. Barkley also been a bit more involved in this game, as that pass, that one should have been easily knocked away. I mean, he was surrounded by 3 different defenders. Instead, 1st down, they'll go the run here to Barkley, who has some space, breaks a tackle from Shakatoni, is just shaking and baking, and then finally brought down with a group including Shakatoni. Yeah, defense definitely not playing as tight as they were in the previous game. Potentially that could be due to the week off, as there's a lot of space. Muse will finally shed the block, get the stop at the 5. And this drive has just kept going. Defense is gassed out there as we're going to try to bring a cornerback blitz. They're going to switch the formation. We'll slide on over, still bring that blitz as they move us away from where they went to run, and it almost worked out to perfection, down to the 1. We'll set up a 3rd and goal about half a yard away, half a ball away from the goal line. Matt Breida checks in, and he has all the time and a wide open Bellinger. I don't know what our linebacker was doing. He went to go cover the other receiver that we were already covering. And now Giants retake the lead. And I don't even think we've had the ball in the 2nd quarter. So 3 minutes, 20 seconds basically left on the clock for us to try to do something here. Borghi will get the handoff, get a gain of 4. That Giants offense just methodically moved the ball downfield. Not really getting any huge chunk plays, but just simple plays. It just kept eating away and eating away. And on 3rd and 2, we'll bring out Tyree Jackson and his shotgun formation for a little bit of some read option. We'll see if we hand this one off or keep it. We will keep it. We need to get around the number 99. Williams with the stop. We'll have to punt. You know, and I thought we had the edge on that one for sure. I didn't think 99 was going to be able to get to us. But I was clearly wrong. So now 1st and 10. Giants have ball going towards the sideline. Yeast catches it, but out of bounds. Just barely missed out on getting that 2nd foot down in bounds. 2nd and 10, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. We're going to send a double A-gap blitz look, and it almost worked, except if almost was giving them a 1st down. And with that 1st down, they'll come out with 2 to either side. Barkley playing a lot more in this game, so that's good. At least Madden not as broke. He's going to lose a couple yards on that catch, though. I have seen some Madden content creators who will turn off the progressive fatigue just because by the end of the season, some players are just not playing as much as they should be. If you feel like I should turn that off, let me know. It's definitely something that is kind of cropped up here and there. Do I think I need to turn it off? Not quite sure. I think it's kind of player dependent, as there's a 1st down gain by Adkins. But I guess one way that it could help us was be like last last game, where we didn't have Borghi play because of that progressive fatigue. That wouldn't have affected us as much. As there's another sack fumble, scooped up this time by Aneni. Will take over on the logo. 49 seconds left before half. That's now back-to-back weeks with a sack fumble by the superstar of this team, as we are going to try to set up the screen pass. Instead, we'll go to Jones, and I think we had someone blocking downfield. I think that's just a problem with the design of that play, that if you don't go with the receiver screen and you go with the slant route, pretty much at any time it's going to be a pass interference or illegal blocking downfield, one of the two. But definitely need to highlight that grab there by Stoner. That corner route, it's his for sure. We'll go with a run here by Borghi. We'll get us the 1st down. We'll call our 1st timeout. Now let's try to see if we could isolate Williams. Seth Williams down the left-hand side. A couple underneath routes. They do have the one-on-one. Try to back shoulder, throw this one, and tipped away. Good play from 33. And they're playing this man up, so let's make an audible. Maybe see if we could get Jones down the field. Muse on either an in, and that is what he's going to go with, so we'll go his way, and knocked out by the safety. We keep getting close to getting some of those big plays more consistently. We're just not quite there on the hands yet with this team, so we're not getting those all too often. Gonna roll out here. Tyree Jackson looking to scramble, get what he can. Ojulari will come up 4th and 6. Do we go for it or do we kick the field goal? Maybe with a normal series, we would kick the field goal. But since this is a replacement squad team, we need points when we could get them. See if something opens up here. Seth Williams with the grab. Defender goes for the swat. Misses. And we're into the end zone. How about that on 4th and 6? Seth Williams with a little bit of luck on his side. We're about to tie this game up. Also, major props there to Jake Cone. Sitting in the pocket with pressure bearing down on him. Delivers a beautiful ball. And we're now tied 14-14, 12 seconds left before half. And following the kickoff, 8 seconds now before half. They'll line up in a heavier look. We'll see if they just run it into halftime. That's what it looks like. Big hit there from Hughes at about the line of scrimmage. No, actually, it'll be a gain of 2. And that will head us on through to halftime, where we'll get a studio update. But before then, let's take a quick look at the stat sheet. We're leading in rushing yards. They're leading in passing yards, but we are leading in takeaways. So a pretty balanced game, which very much shows on the scoreboard. 14-14 as we take a look around the league. Eagles taking on the Bears 21-7. Wow, the 2-11 Bears actually doing pretty well against the Eagles. They were our first win as well. A surprising game as we take a look down south. Chiefs up big against the Texans 21-0. And for our last update, all the way over to the southeast, Jacksonville taking on the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are up in this one 21-13. Both teams edging for a playoff spot, or at least the seeding. Well, let's get the second half underway here at home. Kicking this one deep into the end zone. They'll take the fair catch. And maybe this second half will actually get Borgie going a little bit. It's been pretty balanced. In the past, it's been very much run focused, at least when we've had the ability to. Will be a pass here. Daniel Jones with time in the pocket. Here comes Batonio Jones. We miss, and McCall cleans up. I'm pretty sure McCall is the big 380-pounder. So if you're sitting in the pocket for long enough for him to get back there, props to the DBs. And 2nd and 24 following the 14-yard loss. They will jump Akins, the tight end. 2nd and 29 now is a stretch to the outside, eaten up by Muse. He heard me trying to call out the linebackers. He's starting to make a little bit more plays. Is it enough to lock down his position for next year? Maybe not. Is it enough to lock him at least onto the roster for preseason? Maybe. Will be a pass here, 3rd and 30 as they go with a dump off to their tight end Adkins. Get the catch, not much, as Robinson shaken up, clutching at his knee. That one doesn't look too good. Hopefully nothing too big for him as they will punt here, and why not? Let's watch it. We'll be getting this ball around midfield, so Dimitri Flowers will get the catch at about the 42. Has some blockers out in front, trying to find the edge, which he will, down to about the 35, 36. Couldn't have asked for better field position to start. So I said Lawrence wasn't a big part of last game, but I was actually looking at Chase Young for last game. I saw the superstar dev and I'm like, yeah, that has to be Lawrence. But no, it was Chase Young. So for the most part, we've been able to handle a really good offensive line with both Williams, Lawrence, and Chase Young. And we don't have, I think, an offensive lineman over a 63, maybe 64 overall. Going to the back of the end zone here, Seth Williams with the grab. What a play. We're going to need to take a second look at that because I'm not sure if that second foot, even the first foot, came down in bounds. But as it stands now, a heck of a play. We'll see a second look here. Cone throwing that thing deep, gets 1 foot. Did we get the drag? I think we do. But you know the booth is going to review it, and rightfully so. So we'll take a third slower look at it. We see 1 foot lands. I could not see where that line was there. So first foot comes down, inbounds. Second foot maybe touches before it hits the white. We'll see what the ref says here. And they say keep it on the board. So a heck of a play there by Williams and Cone, hooking up at the very back of the end zone. We'll take a lead, 21-14. All right, defense. Offense started off hot. Let's see if you can continue that. A hot route made here by Daniel Jones. Let's spread the defensive line out a little bit. Another Something happening there with Daniel Jones. Send some guys back towards the middle here. Go with the dump off, knocked away by Trill Williams. On 2nd and 5, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Double A gap, look for the defense. They go with a quick pass to the outside. We're going to hit Adkins, knock him back. Yeast can't hit him out, but we will escort him out once again, Trill Williams. Now just have to finish off this play here, and we'll send him to the sidelines. 3rd and 11, quick pass. That one's going to be intercepted. That'll do it. Brown trying to cut back to the outside, picks up 1 block. Trying to get the corner. He will get the corner. Danny Dimes forces him out at the 1. And we'll send out the big goons here. The goal line formation. Huntley back at running back. They go right down the middle, and a great play there by Thibodeau. So if we're going to go big versus big, let's actually change it up a little bit. Try to see if maybe we could hit an edge here. A little bit of some read option. We'll see if they bite. They kind of do, but we'll just go ahead and hand it off to Avery Williams. We're in, but it is at the cost of one of our offensive linemen who is still down. And we already have an update on our lineman. It is a strained shoulder for Wes Martin. We told him to send in the backup for now. We'll see if he comes back in the game later on. Danny Dimes looking for an open receiver and overthrows Adkins. Seems like we've gotten in the head of Danny Dimes today. He's just been a little off. And I don't feel like we've gotten a lot of pressure. Gonna try to get some here. Shaka Tony in his face. Will actually be picked up pretty well. And it'll be almost a first down. 3rd and 2. Barkley definitely saving his quarterback there. And I believe it was Slayton, I think, who had the catch. Make it 3rd and short. They go with a run down the middle. No play action pass. And Belial there to bring down Danny Dimes. He fell for the run at first. We have some fast backs, and we'll get the sack. Play action, and then boom, turn around, getting smacked. They'll have to punt it away. All right, Borgie, it's your time to shine. We're up 28-14, about halfway through the 3rd quarter, which means it's 2 clock time. A spin move on his own offensive lineman, gain of 2. And on 2nd and 8, it's going to move the tight end over to the other side. We'll hit the hole right down the middle. Borgie, about a gain of 7. And on 3rd and short, looks like they're stacking the inside here. We'll go with a power run. Opens up for a little bit. We get stuck on the lineman, but we're still going to get the first down with Borgie. But after 3 straight runs, he'll head to the sideline, catch a breather. Huntley will check in with the tight ends. We'll go with another run down the middle, and he'll power forward, gain of 3. And we typically don't pass out of this formation very often. So let's go a little bit of play action. See if we could catch him over the top. As we do have our receiver, our tight end Muse, who almost gets the grab. Did have them beat for a second, but he really doesn't have that top end speed, nor do we have a top end cannon of an arm. So let's make an adjustment here on this play. Couple hot routes, send Muse a little bit deeper. Will be a pass play, obviously. We need the first down here. Cone, gonna have to scramble, try to find something here. Can we set up a block? Not very well, but we'll hold on to the ball. We'll send out the field goal unit here. And we got Matt Guinness in, kicking this from the 27, so what, about a 34, 35 yarder, I think it was? Might have been actually more than that. Either way, it's good. Gonna widen our lead. So we actually kicked that one from the 34, so it'd be a 44 yarder as we go up 31-14. Gonna be a lot of passing as this game continues, in Gemmel with a little bit of an insulting swat there. Just jogged right up to it, slapped it down, and kept on going. 2nd and 10, bunch to the left here. Danny Dimes under center. We'll go with a run. With a lot of space there, Saquon Barkley. Open running room. Trill Williams in pursuit. Trying to get a good angle, and we'll bring him down at about the 16. That was about the first big play we've seen from the Giants in quite a while. They get down into the red zone to start the 4th quarter. Now, let's not call it a comeback here for the Giants. We want to secure a win here. We're up by more than double the points, so it would be truly embarrassing. Saquon down the middle with some room. We'll get about 7. Of course, most of his yardage coming on that play right before the end of the 3rd. 2nd and 3, they'll go right back to him, and some more space. That'll be an easy jaunt into the end zone. Giants on the board for the first time since the 2nd quarter. Back to us trying to chew out the remainder of this clock. Starting back at the 25, we'll come out with a pistol look. And maybe we need to actually find a real fullback for next season, but there's a lot of running room for Borgie. Right down the middle will be a gain of 8. Although I will say Kalinick has been doing a pretty good job at that spot. But it also means we're pretty light of the tight ends with really only 2 tight ends and a hybrid. But Borgie gets us the first down there. And with that fresh set of downs, we'll come out with a Tyree Jackson shotgun look. Maybe a little bit of some read option. We'll see if it stays open. We'll just hand this one off to Williams. There was a lot happening. Just safer to hand it off to the running back. But I don't think Jackson has thrown today. So let's come out with the throw in the formation. See once again if Smart can leak to the weak side of the field. He kind of does, but they have a lot of guys over there. And a great job there from one of their linebackers. Was in coverage. Dropped off immediately and stuffed our scramble. So 3rd and 5, still trying to chew the clock as we are now under 5 minutes remaining. Shotgun look here. Borgie will get down the middle and just a little hit there from Williams. Kind of threw us off as another one of our offensive linemen is shaken up. It's really not what you want to see, especially right before a big 4th and 2. Hard count, no one jumps. Huntley is stuffed in the backfield. First big play we've seen from Lawrence comes in crunch time. And this time our lineman suffered an abdominal strain rather than the shoulder strain from our earlier injury, who I do think is back out there. Daniel Jones loading up to go deep. 1-on-1, that was intercepted by Yeast, one-handed. 1-on-1, and Yeast just sticks up the sticky paw, takes it away. I'm pretty sure Franklin, if you know what I'm talking about with all the replacement references in this replacement series, as Borgie trying to break to the outside, breaks a tackle, give us a first down. But I'm pretty sure Franklin just gave Yeast some of that sticky glove stuff that, actually, I don't think Franklin used gloves. Just that stickum, I think is what it was called. But he had to have given that to Yeast on that play. A heck of a play, keeping us well in front here. As we'll continue running. Huntley checks in. We'll get about 7. Now at this point of the season, especially with this loss, I'm pretty sure the Giants and ourselves are definitely well outside of the playoffs looking in as Borgie tries to stretch to the outside, cuts back in to make sure we stay well away from the sideline, keeping this clock rolling. As it now looks like the Giants trying to stack the box. They bring down both of their linebackers, but that leaves enough space for Borgie to get about 5. And with maybe one last play here before the 2-minute warning, try to find a little bit of some play action, although they cover that really well, and it'll be a sack as well. So maybe we should have just let it hit the 2-minute warning. Try to get a little cheeky there with a play action deep shot going to Seth Williams. Clearly, that didn't work out. Let's go with K. Johnson here on the wide receiver screen. He has some space to the outside. That's going to be close, and they mark a short. Come on, home field advantage. Where are you at? Well, we'll bring out Tyree Jackson here. He's a big body, and we're going to go with the quarterback sneak down the middle. And that should just about do it. 1 timeout remains for the Giants, and we can kneel this one out. And we'll let Huntley have the last carry here. Actually, no, there's 2 timeouts for the Giants. So we'll have to run the ball at least 2 more times. Cutting right back to the other side. A lot of cutting there. First down. And maybe it would be more fitting to let Borgie have the last carry here. He's ran pretty well today. We'll let him finish this one on out as he bulldozes through Williams. They'll call their last timeout, and we'll kneel this game out. And that will do it for us here against the Giants. We end up splitting this series. They win in the passing game. We win in the rushing game. We also win in the turnover department, forcing 3 of them today, which won't really help out the turnover differential. It's pretty bad this season, but there's another win on the season. And that was just an overall well-played game. Quite a bit of a difference between, I guess, both the games from this week. With the first matchup against the Giants on Monday, we turned things around. We got a nice win against them the second round, and we'll move on to week 16 where we travel all the way across the country to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Now, despite having a very well-built team, they are 7-7. They probably had a lot of quarterback injuries, as they did in real life. So, to To make sure you don't miss out on the next episode, make sure you hit the subscription button down below and tick that bell icon to be notified of when these videos go live. This series posted every Monday and Thursday with the state-only challenge, currently Texas, being posted on Wednesday and Saturday. We're really seeing a nice kind of evolvement of this team. Like I said, last episode, we started with a 9-game losing streak. We then won 3, dropped 1, and then rebounded against that same team today. So we're improving. Let me know what your guys' favorite player is down below. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.